Have you ever thought about what a teacher really is? What if they weren't just instructors, but architects? Actual designers of the very environments where young minds grow. Well, today, we're going to explore that powerful idea through the LCT Montessori Teacher Training program. Let's dive in.
So let's start with a really big question. How do you build a better mind? I know, it sounds a little abstract, right? But thinking of it this way, as an act of intentional design, it just changes everything. It shifts our whole perspective from learning being something that just happens to a child to something that is carefully and beautifully constructed. So here's our blueprint for this explainer. First, we're going to dig into why we even need these architects in the first place. Then we'll check out the Montessori philosophy that acts as their guide. From there, we'll see how an architect is actually forged, and finally, we'll look at the amazing future they're building. Let's get started.
All right, so Section 1, the call for architects. Why is there this huge growing need for such a radical new design in education? What's going on? Okay, so take a look at this. The contrast here is just wow. On one side, you've got the traditional model that most of us probably remember, teachers up front, students are kind of passively soaking up information, and everybody moves at the exact same pace. It's a real one-size-fits-all deal. But then, look at the other side, the Montessori environment. It's all about the child. It's active, it's individualized, it's a total, fundamental shift from just being taught to genuine discovery. And this is exactly where the need becomes crystal clear. Our world is changing so fast, and an educational system that was designed for a totally different era, well, it just can't keep up. We don't need more people standing at the front of a room talking at kids. We need architects of learning, people who can design experiences that build resilient, creative, and adaptable thinkers from the ground up. So, if we need these architects, what's their blueprint? What are the plans they're working from? Let's move into Section 2 and see how this all comes together. The Montessori blueprint, the guiding philosophy for these modern educators.
So what is the Montessori method, really? At its heart, yeah, it's a child-centered approach. But the phrase you really want to focus on is scientific observation. See, this wasn't just a nice idea that someone dreamed up. It was developed by Dr. Maria Montessori through years and years of actually watching how children naturally learn. The goal isn't to just cram their heads with facts, but to nurture that innate curiosity, helping them grow into confident, independent, and kind people.
Now, this blueprint is built on a few core principles. It all starts with the prepared environment. The classroom itself is basically designed to be a teacher. And within that space, you have these incredible, hands-on, self-correcting materials. These are tools that let kids learn by doing and, get this, discover their own mistakes. This is what makes child-led discovery possible, and it happens during uninterrupted work cycles, which gives them the time to go really deep on what fascinates them. And the person tying it all together? The teacher, who is a guide, connecting the child to the environment, not just lecturing from the front of the room.
Okay, so we've covered the why and the what. Now for the how. Section 3, Forging the Architect. Let's take a look inside the LCT Teacher Training program to see how they turn this amazing philosophy into a real-world practice.
The LCT journey is laid out so clearly. It starts with the absolute foundation, mastering the theory, the why behind everything. From there, you move into material mastery. You actually get your hands on all the unique tools and learn them inside and out. Next up is observational practice, which is learning to see the classroom with new eyes, to truly understand what each individual child needs. And finally, it all comes together in the residency, where you're applying that blueprint in a real classroom, but with an expert mentor right there with you. And this is just so important to understand. This whole process, it goes way deeper than just getting a piece of paper. This isn't about a certification. It's about a total transformation. It's about fundamentally rewiring how you see education, how you see the child, and your own role in it all. It's about developing a completely new mindset. Which brings us to our final section, and really, the whole point of all of this. Section 4, Building the Future. What's the real-world impact of one of these Montessori-trained architects? What does it all lead to?
Just look at these outcomes, and you'll notice we're not talking about test scores here. We're talking about crucial life skills, things like intrinsic motivation, the love of learning just for the sake of learning, self-discipline, creative problem-solving, genuine independence, social grace. These are the skills that get built, block by block, in an environment designed by a true learning architect.
And this is how the small daily actions of one teacher connect to a much, much bigger vision.
Fostering these skills in every single student is how LCT achieves its mission. Making the future of education better, it isn't just a nice tagline, it's the direct, tangible result of applying this architectural approach, one child at a time.
I want to leave you with this really powerful idea from Maria Montessori herself. She said, "The greatest sign of success for a teacher is to be able to say, the children are now working as if I did not exist." Just think about that for a second. The architect's job is to build a structure so sound, so intuitive, and so beautiful that the people inside it can just thrive on their own. The goal isn't dependence, it's true autonomy. So after seeing the need, walking through the blueprint, and looking at the incredible impact, the only question left is the one for you. Are you ready to pick up your blueprint? Thanks for watching.